Hello everybody, it's Final Rich here with my first Vinyl finds of 2024. Now, several of these I picked up at the end of last year, but I have not shown them. I have some VCLT, but first I want to start something new. And the punk vinyl tag, one of the questions was read some inspirational lyrics or whatever, and I think I'm going to make that a regular thing. And today we're going to feature Not of This Earth by the Angry Samoans. Strange being in a distant land. I look up, there's a hole in my hand, and it really hurts. Bend down, look at the curse. I'm not of this earth. 3 knocks on my door. Come in, I don't care what for. I need blood, I can barely breathe. I'll buy your vacuum, but you'll never leave. 'Cause I'll put your head in a milk bottle. Bend down, look at the curse. I'm not of this earth. Step down, look at the curse. I'm not of this earth. What a great way to start the new year. And a great way to end the year with some VCLT I got from 2 prominent members of the VC. One much beloved, the other beloved but also hated. I'm going to start off with a VCLT that Steve Carlson sent me. And he sent me a couple of 7-inches by the Put-Ons. Get your kicks. Now, he also sent this note. It's a copy of a note. It's not the original. By David something, who was a member of the Put-Ons. And in this note, he gave some VCLT to Steve, and I guess he added a couple of Put-Ons and asked him if he could pass them along to me. Very good stuff. They're both on Puke and Vomit Records. And this is the other one. They're rooted in the punk rock tradition. Very poppy, well-written pop structures. Great punk rock. And covering up the name of the band. I really dug it, man. This one here is like a see-through. So you can see through the cover. And one of the songs is Dr. Kevorkian. And it actually comes with a Dr. Kevorkian gift certificate. Now, I made a record store day video. I didn't buy any record store days. I told him the ones that I was interested in, or I mentioned the ones I was interested in, and Steve sent me one, and it's the official 3rd album, studio album by the 13th Floor Elevators. Although it is actually the 4th. The 3rd one was live, but it wasn't actually live. It was studio demos, and they added crowd noise to that, and it turns out the crowd noise was from a bullfight. So this is actually their 4th studio album, but whatever. This is Bull of the Woods. Now, if I would have shown this in my vinyl tag, I would have probably picked this as the best reissue of the year. This is fantastic. I love this album. I always have. Now, I've heard some people say, some of it sounds kind of muddy. Yeah, it does. This is a fuzzed out mess a lot of the time. There are horn arrangements in it, but you can't hear it. It's buried into the muff. You can barely hear the electric jug, which is a good thing, It's got 4 songs by Rocky Erickson. The last one, May the Circle Be Unbroken, it is a slower, kind of eerie, drony song, and it's a great way to end the album. But yeah, I really dig this album. Now I have all their albums. Only one is an original. And of course that's the one that the live. This is what the sleeve looks like. And it's on white vinyl. Yeah, this is a fuzzed out mess, dude. Very cool album. And he sent one more. Oh, no, he didn't. He sent, he included this note. Yeah, it's a great note. I'm not going to read it because I'd get embarrassed. I also got this in December. VCLT from Norman Masloff, commonly known as Mazzy. He told me he was going to send 2 records, but I believe it was 10 included. Oh no. And this is another one that I mentioned I would probably be interested in. Because, I mean, it's the Doors and it's live in Bakersfield. August 21st, 1970. This is you could tell this was a great gig. The sound quality is probably not their best live. It's good bootleg quality. I mean, it's not, I don't mind it. And the longer you listen to it, the more you get used to it, you know. And I'm not an audiophile. But yeah, very cool. I mean, I was happy to get this. And it's a double album set. Also a Record Store Day release. And this is what the records look like. And he sent one more Record Store Day. Now, I don't know if these are one, he bought 2 or these are ones he bought. He goes, I don't really like them. But this was one I said I would like to get. And it's Faces Had Me a Real Good Time at the BBC, In Session and in Concert, 1971, 1973. This is great, man. The Faces were a great, one of my favorite bands from the early 70s. The song selection on this leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, it's not bad, but there's a lot of covers. Like on side 1, they do Love in Vain, which they do a good version. The Rolling Stones covered it like a couple years prior. It's got Maybe I'm Amazed, Paul McCartney's song that he probably released, I think, the year prior. But yeah, It's All Over Now, which was a staple of theirs. I Know I'm Losing You. But it's got some really cool songs like Oh Lord, I'm Browned Off. Very cool song. I don't think I've ever heard that one. Too Much Woman for a Hand-Picked Man. And then that goes into Street Fighting Man by the Stones. And then Twisting the Night Away, another cover. It's a great album. I've heard a lot of their stuff, BBC stuff. And they could release 3 or 4 different versions. I mean, I would like to see them release another one at least. And put some more original stuff. This is what the sleeve looks like. And I think it's black vinyl. No, of course, it's Record Store Day. It's also on orange. But yeah, very cool, man. This is a fun listen. Now, the other records that Mazzy sent me, it's a mixed bag. And in fact, a couple of them I'm not going to keep. And a third one I'll probably pass along to somebody. This one here is really cool. It's a 77 Sunset Strip. It's music from the television show. Some of it's really cool. What would you call it? Kind of like that 60s bachelor pad stuff. Kind of got a groove. Some of it is loungy. I mean, bear in mind, this is a soundtrack to a TV show. But half of this is really, really good. But I'm not going to keep this one, man. Whew, this thing stinks. It's got that moldy smell. I mean, I'll leave it out and see if I can air it out, but it's probably going to go. And this next one, Encore, Santo and Johnny, this one's going to go too. It's not a bad record. It's pretty interesting, but it's not in very good shape. It's got a little too much pop, snap, crackle, and pops for me. So yeah, this one will probably go too. Now the rest I'm keeping, except for one I already have. So, and this one is The Stripper by Ernie Freeman. This is pretty cool. It's not great all the way through, but it's very pretty cool music, really. Got songs like For Strippers Only and all that. It's kind of like cha-cha-cha music, I guess. But yeah, I enjoyed this. Now, one that I really enjoyed was this T-Bone Walker, is it? T-Bone Walker, yeah. T-Bone Blues. This is really cool. Probably a 1970s reissue. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, man. This guy can sing. Very good vocals on this. Now this one here is the Blasters debut. I have this already. I'll keep the better of the two. My one though, I do recall, is like got a massive cutout. So I might keep this sleeve or this jacket. But yeah. Live Kinks, one of Mazzy's favorite bands. I've never heard this album, and it's fantastic, dude. It's really well done. It's a really good album. It's in stereo. Probably the mono's better, but I don't know. This is good enough for me. Slowly but surely, my Kinks collection is growing. I never really bought any Kinks albums before, you know? Another one that's really cool was Sun and Brownie. These two dudes here. I'd never heard of this, man. Sonny Terry and Brownie McKee. This is fantastic, dude. There's a good picture of them. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one too. And finally, but not least, You Ain't Woman Enough by Loretta Lynn. This was amazing, dude. One of my favorites out of the bunch, actually. Great stuff. She writes some of the songs. I think 4. Really good. Now on to some purchases. These next two, I ordered them. I don't know if I pre-ordered them. No, I didn't pre-order. This one I found at the Going Underground Records. It's Mutant Strain. This is their second album. I showed this on one of my year-end videos. I don't know if it was a vinyl tag or... Yeah, it was probably the vinyl tag. And this is what I would call bashful. This is bashful, man. It just bashes you full head on in the face. It's fast, very hard hitting. And similar to their first album, they would play 3 songs and they all went into one. And then they had 3 more songs and it was all like one. So it was like 2 songs on the album, but it was actually 6. The whole side, every song goes right into the other. Like feedback and just straight into it. And it's very hard hitting. Relentless is the word, really. It is a relentless. In your face. It's not for everybody. Came with this poster. That's the singer. She's got a brutal voice. And this is the backside of that. These posters like this, they're real brittle. It's almost like newspaper. Newsprint, you know. And this is the record. Very cool. Oh, I didn't say Murder of Crows. But yeah, this is if you like your music brutal, hard, this is a one to check out. Great guitars, great vocals. Comes with this little lyric sheet. Another shot of them performing live. It's on Sorry State Records. They're a North Carolina band. And the VC ambassador has seen them, and he says they're great live. And this is pretty cool too. It's to make them mutant. You can cut out their heads, and then you got your choice of different appendages. And this next one is one I pre-ordered a long time ago, and it took me forever to come. And I mean, BC Ambassador showed this like a couple of months ago, but I just barely got mine towards the end of December. It's Chain Whip from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's this is fast, just like that other one, but it's not it's more in the oi kind of sound. It doesn't sound like Mutant Strain at all. Mutant Strain has all this distortion and feedback, and just, this is more clean. Well, I wouldn't call it clean, but the vocalist on this band is fantastic. I really dig this guy. If you're familiar with him, you're not going to be surprised. I don't know how many more Chain Whip albums I need, you know. They do all sound kind of similar. There's some cool pictures of the band. And that's what the labels look like. Now, the very last record I bought last year, and it came like the last week of the year, it's the Del Vets. It's a 10-inch. I also I showed this in the vinyl tag because it said show your last purchase, and it was this one. It's a 10-inch. Costs, I think, $12. Dave the Pickup Artist showed this, and his description of it sounded pretty cool. I kind of listened to a song or two of theirs on YouTube, and I go, man, this is cool. So I messaged him, and I go, do all the songs sound good? And he said, yeah. And it is. It's 60s garage, and it's well worth the $12, man. And a little 10-inch. I have a few 10 inches. I should do a 10-inch video one of these days. But those are the type of videos nobody watches, but I don't care. And then the last two purchases that came this month, I ordered them on the Discogs, both on the 30th, because that's when my pension money came in, you know. And the first one is Song of a Gypsy by Damon. This is fantastic side. Psyche Derrick showed this. His had a different cover. This was a brand new sealed album. Probably Dead Wax 66 has an original of this also. But this is fantastic, dude. Just really psychedelic guitars, psychedelic sounds. His voice, he's got a really good voice. It's some of the songs, it's almost like he has like a crooning style, you know. He's not rocking out, but it fits the music really well. And man, this is one I played a lot the last few weeks, or the last week and a half, I guess you'd say, or maybe last week. Yeah, I just got it, came in last week. But yeah, it's beautiful, man. It is. If you dig psych, 60s psych, I highly recommend this. Song of a Gypsy by Damon. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. It's top-notch psych to me. And I don't know nothing about that guy. Now this last one here, it's a band I knew. It's the Lemon Pipers. This is their second album, Jungle Marmalade. I think they only made 2 albums. Their first album was Green Tambourine. I think Green Tambourine is a fantastic psych song. Some people say it's bubblegum. I don't think it's bubblegum at all. But they did sign to Buddha Records. And Buddha Records was known, they did have some blues artists, but they were known for pushing that bubblegum sound. And I don't know if I would call this bubblegum. There's a picture of the band. It is an actual band. Not like some of those bubblegum records they came out with that were, you know, they weren't an actual band, I don't believe. This, like their first album, it's like Heckle and Jive. It's got these poppy songs. They're 60s poppy, kind of rocky songs. I wouldn't say they're bubblegum. Some might kind of urge, but then there's others that are just plain psych. And this is the same. This one is the same, man. And like their first album, side 2 only has 4 songs. I think there's 6 songs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 on side A and 4 on side B. And yeah, they're longer, extended jams on the side 2. And it's probably what they kind of wanted to do. But the record label kind of forced them to do, you know, Jelly Jungle. Which is good, man. I dig it. But yeah, the last song is a Dead End Street, Half Light. It's almost it's 11 minutes and 52 seconds, you know. They pretty cool. And yeah, I like this. Cosmic Brian. I mean, I've heard of this band. I knew about him. He showed this, and he said it was more psychedelic than their first. And maybe it is. I don't know. They're pretty similar to me. But yeah, it's... I wouldn't call it a psych masterpiece or something, you know, a psych head has to have. Not like that Song of a Gypsy. But yeah, it's a solid record. I'll play it. And yeah, I dig this kind of stuff. And anyways, that's my Final Finds. I'm not a wizard. Take care, everybody.